We have a 2018 Polaris Sportsman 1000 XP. I changed the belt on this at right around 800 miles. Now we're at about 2,800. I'm going to change it again and then just show you on the video, what the belt looked like. So if you remember, we'll pop off this back tire. I might even take that one off. I have 2 jacks and some jack stands. And you can see that cover there. There was 11 or 12 screws. I did do a video on this before, so we'll pop the tires off. There's a frame piece in there, and I'll do a quick overview on this one, but maybe not as detailed as the last. So let's change this belt. It has about 2,000 miles on it. Let's see how it held up. We got the back tires off. I'm taking both off. If you look here, this is the housing for the belt. So we got all these like plastic screws that go through there. We're gonna pop all those off and get to the belt. So we just took 3 of these bolts off on this framing piece right here, and the last one's just kind of hanging there. I'm gonna pop it off right now. And so you gotta get this big frame piece out of the way in order to get to the clutch cover where the belt is. So now there's 4 bolts holding here, and now we have that, which we have it open. I used a 15mm socket. Now we're gonna pop this off and take a look at what the belt looks like. So we just took off the 11 screws that hold the clutch cover on, as you can see. And then you just kind of work this back and forth a little bit and wiggle it on out. So we're gonna pop that clutch cover off and then take a look at the belt, compare it to the new one. So it took just a couple seconds to get that belt cover off. You just gotta kind of wiggle it. Here you got the belt. Always be careful to put the belt on the exact same way the other one was on. Make sure you have the flow right. So then there's a tool that comes in your tool bag, toolkit. If not, you can order one, and that's what we'll use to loosen up the clutch to pop the belt out. So I like to take a few pictures of how the belt was in the clutch, just so we don't put it on the wrong way or forget while we're doing something different. So the belt we're using on this 2018 1000 XP Sportsman, I'm assuming it might be the same all the way up through the 22s. So you can see part number 3211160. We just took the belt out. So basically what you do with that is you just take this tool here and you kind of hook it in this up here, and then you pull, which loosens up the clutch, and then you roll the belt out. So now let's take a look at each belt. 2,000 miles on it. Hard to get this on camera just right, but the belt looked really good. Really good. So here's the new belt. From what you could tell, definitely a little bit better condition. And then here's the belt that just had the 2,000 miles on it. Now I changed it last time at 800, and I thought, man, I was a little quick. So now that we're gonna be selling it, I thought, let's just change it. Here's the 2 belts. We're gonna put I'm gonna clean things up a little bit, put the new belt back on. But overall, 2,000 miles, the belt was in great condition. So from what we're learning, we've had these machines 4.5 years. It's been awesome. Phenomenal machine. I think the only thing we got to do, probably every 2,000 to 3,000 miles, you might want to look at a belt, other than changing the fluid. So the belt's lasting longer than I thought they would. So we got the new belt in. There you can see, facing the same way as before. One of the things I really wanted to point out, when you go to put the belt in or out, there's 2 of these. You kind of put something in there and pull this way. There's a tool that looks like that comes in the toolkit. Sometimes just using an old-fashioned tire iron, you get it in there, just pull it in. That makes it really easy to pop in and out. So already, we haven't put it back together. Seems like it has a nice smooth engagement. We cleaned it out, it was dry. The other belt with 2,000 miles on it, let's see, I'll pop it up here right now. Get a close-up of it. It actually held up pretty good. If I'm moving too quick, make it hard to see. It did pretty good. So all we got to do now is put the cover back on, the frame piece back on, and then the tires, and a new belt is on. Should be good for about 3,000 miles, depending on riding style. All right, so we got the clutch belt cover back on. We put the framing piece on, so there's these 4 bolts here. Pop that off. You take off your 11 screws around that, which it really is not that bad. Use a tire iron or something like that. So I used that. I have another one there with the piece because it was just easier for getting it in. You kind of open the clutch up and the belt just goes right in and out. The old belt wasn't bad, so after 2,000 miles, maybe we just ride it easy. So now all we gotta do is put the tires back on, and maybe I'll shoot a quick video because we're gonna do spark plugs. And then this thing is just almost like brand new. It runs great now and doesn't need anything.